thank you, Heavenly Father, for this season, the season of Thanksgiving. We thank you for a thankful life that you have provided for us. We pray that you will continue to keep your protective arms around us. We pray for those who will fight for our freedom at home and abroad. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for everything you do for us. This is our prayer. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, moving along with our agenda, we have citizen comments. There are any citizens here that would like to approach the board. You may come forward and do so at this time. Good morning, Mr. Turner.
Good morning to the board. We just have one concern. About 2 weeks ago, we was coming from my church and we had to, slack up right there at County Lake and South Creek Road, and we just wondering, can AMDOT look into trying to make it a little safe right there for County Lake Road and South Creek Road coming to 182 and make it safe for the store and Asian Baptist Church.
We have, myself and Supervisor Montgomery, have been in communication with some officials from MDOT. I actually spoke with a representative from Clearwater and our representative here. We've all been communicating back and forth, and we've got some things in the works. We just got to pull this meeting together and start trying to get a direction on which way we need to go. But we're all in agreement that we need to do something.
Yeah.
Be proactive down there.
Yeah, because when we did the four lane, when they did the flashing light, that slowed the traffic down. People coming from the lake, so we just need a safe precaution, because we definitely wouldn't want nobody to keep on each other coming from those directions.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. All right. Is there anyone else that would like to approach the board for 3 minutes? You may do so at this time. If not, then we'll move right along. We have Mr. Dwight Price, East Octavia Hall Wastewater District Expansion Update. Good morning, sir.
And good morning, and thanks for the opportunity to give you an update. As you remember, the board has will provide $3.5 million for a sewer project primarily on the south side of town. I think it was about March the 15th, we actually have the state's commitment to match it. So we do have the $7 million available. We've sort of got two parts on the program. One is we're trying to get a line from Hickory Grove Road down 182 to Carlos Triangle Drywall, which will pick up 2 RV parks that are being built. We're also trying to get the Habitat for Humanity subdivision, get it all set up. As far as we know, that is the only low-cost housing in Oktibbeha County, and that's unfortunate, but that's going to help a lot of people there, and I think that'll be room for about 26 houses. So that'll give them public sewer. The line down 182 is designed. They're going to do the surveying at the Habitat this week, and within a week or 10 days, the plan should be ready for that. So hopefully we're going to be bidding those 2 little things by the 1st of the year, early January at the latest, hopefully. And that's the reason we haven't spent any money. There's a lot of work going on, but we're not at the point of paying any bills. On the south side of town, we now have all the geocode stuff done. The geocodes takes all of the addresses of about 225 people that said they want sewer and puts it so that it'll go on a map, so the engineers can look at it and say, these are the people that have signed up, and then design the system to match that. So all your work is coming to fruition.
I guess I was under the impression that the GEO code had already been done and everything had already been. been mapped out, in other words.
It just came back last week to the engineers. It took them a while to get it done for whatever reason. But once they get that, it's just a layer on the map, and then the real work can be done. And doing a pressure system, the work is not as intensive as a gravity system because you have to worry about the flow and the elevation and stuff, and the pressure system gets laid like a water line. It works like a water line, so we just need to know who. They also count the number of houses and size the line to take care of 100% of that area. So the lines are always oversized on going in. We have the same thing out on the east side, and they're filling up fairly fast right now. So there's a lot of growth and a lot of things in the work on the east side of town right now.
Is there any documentation from the state as far as how this process is gonna work? You know, that money's been sitting there, we know we got a time frame to spend it. Of course, you know, we have numerous amount of needs, and so that's one of the main concerns as far as how is it going to be handled? Is it gonna be a reimbursable grant? Are they gonna just give you the money to do it?
What we're going to have to do is get a pay application from the engineers on their part and from the contractor on their part. And then we will have to submit that, and they will go through and approve it, and they will transfer money to our account, and we will pay the contractor. If it's $100,000, they'll transfer $100,000. We'll write the $100,000 check out to the contractor. So that's they don't give us anything in advance, and they have hired the Horn Company to handle all of this for NDEQ. NDEQ is the host agency, if you will, and the state has hired the Horn Company to actually provide the personnel to manage it. So we will submit everything electronically, and then they will review it, and hopefully within a few days, the Treasury Department will transfer the money to our account. We're also going to set up two bank accounts. One is ARPA County, the other is ARPA State. So when we submit those same requests to you and request half the money, then that money will go into an account so it can be tracked.
I've got a question, but Charlie, I don't know if we need to go into executive session to ask this question. It's a legal question concerning some legal actions.
I think we need to go into executive session then, if that's the question now.
I motion that we go into closed session to determine if we need to go into executive session.
Second. Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor.
Second.
Well, she was into asking about the Blue Book value. I'm assuming that you done just a little research on it.
Well, it's hard to do a Blue Book value on a fire truck, you know, especially that old. It's not like a automobile where they have.
Does the pump work?
There's some issues with the truck.
Does it crank?
It does crank and run, but we don't know how much, you know. There's not a Blue Book value on it, you know, not like an automobile. Fire trucks are really different, you know.
Give me a little bit more information about the truck, the gear, and what.
I'd have to get you all that information on it. I have all that.
What brand? Just give me the VIN number as well.
I will. It's an older truck. Like I said, $5,000. I was putting the.
I get,
it's not a whole lot of work in the truck.
Is it any use to you, and if we get it, are we gonna have to carry insurance on it?
Well, if we do get it, I don't think we'll put it in service. I think that we will eventually turn around and put it with some other vehicles and sell it also and get money for it. So I don't think it's.
There's people that buy them.
Yeah.
They buy them
I just don't. I don't think we will ever put it in service. One reason is it won't fit in our station out there. The station's not big enough.
Is it a pumper or a ladder?
It's a ladder truck. So I don't see us ever putting it in service and using it. I think the gentleman will just kind of give a donation to us, and then we'll take it. And we'll probably turn around and I'll probably be asking for the board to sell it with some other fire trucks down the road in a couple months.
We got a motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard, that we accept the donation and provide the necessary documentation that's requested by the owner. Are there any questions concerning the motion?
Yeah, you pretty comfortable that you'll get that amount of money back after you sell it?
I do, I think we'll get $5,000, I mean, I think we'll get over that, but that was a comfortable guess, a comfortable estimate. I'm pretty confident we'll get that, yeah.
All
Just off the parts itself.
All those in favor, let me know by the clerk vote, say. Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Warren.
Thank you.
Mr. Brett St. Sain, Club International, Health Insurance Update. Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are y'all this morning?
Morning.
Hand out here. They're all kind of turning separate ways here. I've also got Mr. Brabham here, Grant Brabham, he's the head
Hey,
of
good
our
morning.
TPA operations at here in Ridgeland. Alright, I wanna start off with it's been a good claims year. So, with that being said, I'm not making any recommendations as far as changing from Blue Cross Blue Shield. I think everybody's been very happy with that. We'd like to see y'all remain with that. One thing we have reached out for, and if you'll look at this first page, the Oktibbeha County recap of costs, December 1st, 2023, specific excess coverage. This is your reinsurance coverage. I want you to look over on the right-hand column. This is where you were with Liberty Mutual in 2022. Y'all were, the admin fees, they've remained the same, but from 2022, y'all were spending $669,000 on your specific and aggregate coverage. Alright, as of right now, we dropped that down about $6,000 by switching to Reunion. We came in with two options this year. Our first option was I could create a reduction by remaining with the exact same contract. The second option that we had was to go with what's called a no new lasers option. You'll see that Reunion no new laser option 55% rate cap. What that does for you is it further protects you as the county. Generally the cost of adding that coverage is about 9%. We were able to actually get it for about a 7% differential between the option that didn't have the no new laser option and the one that did. So at this time, it would be my recommendation that y'all consider that. What that does for you, and I believe y'all probably had lasers over the years, that is somebody with an additional coverage need. We know they're going to cost more, and so they generally pass some of those costs along with what's called a specific laser. By putting in a no new lasers option next year, you would not be eligible for any lasers. There are no lasers this year, but next year they couldn't even add a laser to it. The most they could actually go up on your cost is 55%. So why would you want to do that? Catastrophic risk. If for whatever reason you have an unknown risk out there that hits, you have a absolute huge claim, and for thought process here, there are drugs out there that are running as much as $1.5 million to $3 million for one drug. So the thought process there is protect yourself from the unknown. It's only going to cost you 2% more than what you're currently spending, but I think it will allow y'all to really protect yourself wholly. So that would be my recommendation to y'all. It still puts us right around where y'all were a year and a half ago, cost-wise. That puts you right back in that same general vicinity of where you were spending at that point. Is there any questions about that, or anything about like the lasers or anything like that, the no new laser contract?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to make certain that, does that mean that if you do have a employee that has a catastrophic, that we are benefited by the fact that the insurance carrier will cover that cost? Or does that mean that we just can't take on another member that has, in other words, we couldn't take on a new catastrophic issue? Does that make sense what I just said?
You're saying like you can't hire someone, or you?
No, if we
Okay.
had something come up that when you say that you can't do the, next year you couldn't take on
No new laser.
right, does that mean you, I think I'm confused as to whether that means we
Let me
can't
explain.
accept someone?
I'm gonna let, Grant puts these on every contract he has, I'm gonna let him explain.
I'm gonna try to explain it.
Yeah, maybe he can put it in better wording than I did.
Yes.
So, now, that's a very, very fair question. So right now, your specific deductible is $70,000 on every belly button that the county insures, right? The no new laser provision that I have on almost all of our clients now, what it protects the county from is that if Grant were to become, I don't know, need dialysis every month for $60,000, or I get on a new MS drug that's $25,000 a month, what that protects the county from, an unknown claimant, if they were to pop up and their claims were to exceed $70,000 a year, or.
This benefits the county, not.
It's further
It
protection.
doesn't do anything to the employee,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
protects the county financially from having next year a specific deductible on that one individual person who their claims have now skyrocketed. Reunion or Liberty Mutual could come in and say, the specific deductible is no longer $70,000 on that one individual. We're gonna put a laser on them where their specific deductible could be higher than that, 100,000, 200,000, whatever they think their specific claims are gonna be.
And I'll give you an instance, I have one group right now that has 5 lasers. That's pretty catastrophic. So if we reach this point, we're having some really hard discussions anyway. This just really limits your risk, and ultimately, if you do have a catastrophic year, you have a fail-safe. So it is a additional cost, but it's one that's well worth it.
And you want the rate cap.
Insures us against.
That makes more sense now.
Yeah.
I was going the opposite
It
direction.
doesn't work without that rate cap attached too. Those are 2 different functions in the contract. But there's no point in having no new lasers, because guess what? They can just raise your premium up 150%. Well, now if you have to have that no new laser, the most they can go up is 55%. So now's a great time to do it. Y'all don't have any lasers right now, so they do withhold the right to hold the lasers they already have when we're going into this, but y'all don't have any. So this is a great time to get into that contract, and like I said, this really puts all of your risk completely in a box. And
But you're
keeps you
saying
nice
they
and
can
safe.
raise your rate 55%
That would,
in 1 year?
I
Can
will
they
tell you, I
raise it
told
every
Ms.
year,
Farmer and Ms.
55?
Collier that we're gonna have some hard discussions before that would ever happen. I've never gotten a 55% rate cap. It's just in the market conditions that exist right now with the cost of drugs, the cost of care, there is a potential of that happening.
That has to be in there.
Yeah, and
it's-
look, and that 55% rate cap, that's only applicable to line 7. It's not to the total cost of the program, okay? So if you were fully insured and your premium was $1 million and you got a 55% increase, it'd be 55% on $1 million. When you're self-insured like you are, that rate cap or that rate increase is only applicable to one line item, okay? And like Brett said, you want the rate cap with the no new laser so you're protected on both ends, and they can't hit you from either standpoint. So it is a protection that's worth having for the county.
So you said normally this is a 9% increase, but you're gonna get it for 7.
Right, so we had a 5%
7%
reduction
off.
without it,
Okay.
but then to add that coverage, it's a 2% additional cost. So it's a 7% differential.
So
in
we
the
already
cost.
had 5.
You were
It's
gonna
go
get
up to
5%
7.
off.
Okay.
Instead, I'm recommending that you take the one that actually costs you 2% more. As opposed to taking the reduction in cost. This is just a further protection to y'all as the county. Grant does not write a contract without it. I have quite a few that are out there that don't have it, but mostly because I would be accepting current lasers, plus it would cost me that 9%. So I don't have groups that are in the position that y'all are in to be able to make that move.
And like I always say, when you start talking insurance, you're talking a foreign language.
I know.
But you broken down into how much is that gonna cost, will that cost the county for this new
It's 2% more than your current cost to the county right this minute.
On line 7, it'll tell you there what the current spend is at 536,012, and to add 2%, it's gonna go to 546,882.
Okay.
I think that's what you were asking.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the differential.
And that's the big key. It is a little bit more. It's gonna cost you $11,000 more than what you're spending as of right this moment, but it's only $5,000 more than where you were a year ago.
You're exactly right.
It's well worth it.
Deanna was gonna make a comment too also.
I just wanted to give a little more clarity on it with this new laser, although it is a 2% increase, about $40,000. We've had a laser in the past, meaning, let's say $250,000. The county is responsible for, because we are self-insured, so that particular year, we paid $250,000. With no new laser, we will not exceed $70,000. Even if they're lasered at $1 million, the county, we have been responsible for an extreme laser up to $800,000, which means that the county would be responsible to pay that $800,000. With no new laser, you will only be responsible for $70,000, and reinsurance will have to pay the remaining. It's just something to think about.
But that's still that 55%.
So it would be
Increases
the next year, depending, if we have a good or bad year, then they have the option to increase it the following year. So if you choose it, this will cover this year.
If the reinsurer pays out $5 million, the most you're gonna pay is an additional $300,000.
The 55%
That's the
comes
worst
to about
case scenario.
300,000. If they increase up to 55%, it comes to about 300,000 this year.
We're saving 40, we're spending 40 to save 300 possibly.
Yes. Or more.
Easy.
It could go
Or way higher.
We've had a laser in the past.
Like I said,
800,000.
we're in a market now that I can think of a lot of drugs that you can go get dispensed at just an average pharmacy that's gonna cost you a fortune. But now we are in a situation where I can think of probably 10 drugs that are costing $150,000. Grant Mike can come up with more. This is just on groups that I deal with that are that expensive. And now we're looking at $1.5 million for some really life-saving treatments, but nonetheless they're expensive. So there's ways to remedy some of that, but this is the most protective option that exists for y'all.
Any more questions concerning the recommendation?
Yeah, I was concerned in terms of money value, that 2% is worth of roughly $40,000 additional that we had to pay around that amount.
Oh, I think it's worth every
increase.
penny.
I mean, not worth it, but we had to pay that. That
No,
2%
it's
It's about a
No,
$2,000 difference.
About 30, about 39.
so the one on the left in the yellow, that's
Yeah.
what your current contract is. That is,
Right.
and then so we would actually be going up $11,000 additional cost from where you currently are.
Right.
There was an option to go down 5%, but that didn't include that option,
Okay.
the no new laser option.
Okay, yeah. Just the amount of.
And I wanna be clear, my suggestion would be to go with the no new lasers.
We've heard the request. The recommendation, what's the pleasure of the board on this matter?
Based on our insurance person, I think you agree with it, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna agree
Just
with it.
based off of previous years, I know we could have the potential to have at 1.4 lasers. We could have one at 250,000, we could have 5 at 1 million. The county will be responsible for the entire 5 million because we are self-insured. At this point, it's just up to the board whether you want to,
Take that risk.
take that risk or not. It's taking a risk. It will not increase this year. It will reflect the following year, the increase. If it increases, it may decrease, it may have a good year, and they may come back with a better offer. It's just the risk that you have to decide what you want to take.
I like the idea that 11,000 increase, but I also like the idea that we have in the past, listened to other, providers before making a decision. So I would like to see some other providers present, their thinking and their ideas, before making a final decision.
Well, this will take effect December 1, we have to make a decision. Our insurance takes effect December 1. So we have to the, 2 weeks, week and a half, well, we're off Tuesday. December 1 is the actual effective date of our insurance. So we're off 2 days, we have 1 to 8.
So what do you want to do?
We don't have
I just wonder how we got in a bind like this.
What bind are you referring to?
We're in a bind of not listening to more than one provider.
Well, I think
We're beyond that point
yeah,
now.
I think you're thinking that we're looking for new
No, we're beyond that.
providers.
The street with Blue Cross, that's not a provider.
All right, that being said, what's the pleasure, board?
I move that we go with the no rider option. At an increase of 2%.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate voting sign.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes 4-1.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I also want to go over your dental options here. I suspect there may be some questions about this. Last year we made the recommendation, we went with Aflac. It has not gone exceedingly well. We've had some issues this year. With that being said, I would like to make a suggestion that y'all go back with Delta Dental. We have gone out and gotten a request for quote with them, as well as about 6 other carriers. There were, you'll see down here at the bottom, some declined to quote, some were not competitive. The only other ones that were really competitive were Delta Dental and Unum. Aflac, we did have a rate guarantee. Just with the way things have gone this year, I just cannot make a recommendation that y'all remain with them.
They've refused to pay almost.
We've had a lot of issues.
I've heard almost all of
We
them.
are currently battling with them on, with every single provider that y'all deal with. I have a dental team that is actually reaching out to every individual one. Nonetheless, and Randy that sat here last year would completely understand, it's just not gone the way that it should have gone, and I'd like to move y'all back where you were comfortable. Also, on top of that, we were able to work with them and get y'all a 3% reduction from where y'all are currently. So last year we were able to save y'all some money on your dental by moving it to Aflac. We're able to find even more savings to move it back where you were coming from originally. That is going directly with Delta Dental as opposed to going through Blue Cross to reach Delta Dental. So,
How does this affect the claims that you're currently dealing with Aflac?
it does not affect them at all.
So
They are
we should be able to-
contractually obligated to pay them.
Okay.
And like I said, I actually had Aflac come into the office the other day. I went over thoroughly all of the issues that I know of, and we have made it very clear, their obligations and that they will continue to take care of them. And they are understanding that we are leaving. They still know what they've gotta do to make things right for y'all, make things completely whole. Other than that, it's the exact same contract, everything remains the same, just saving money.
Board heard the recommendation, what's the pleasure, board, on that matter?
We're gonna save money.
It's always good to save money, right?
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning that motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate voting sign. Aye. Any opposed, same sign.
Yes, I know.
Motion passes 4-1.
I'm sure our dental provider would be happy.
I've spoken to a lot of them personally, and I've apologized thoroughly. Never in a million years would have seen this coming. I want to put y'all back where y'all need to be.
Did they give a reason for non-payment?
Truly, it comes down to a technology issue. They've sat down and explained it to me, it doesn't matter. You're obligated to pay those claims in a timely manner, they've made some mistakes, and there's no apologizing enough for how it's gone. They will make it right.
Keep in mind that it's about $1,500 coverage on this. I've had people tell me they spent $1,500 worth of time trying to get their $1,500 worth of payment. I've carried a couple of lessons over this too, so.
And look, address them to me, I promise you I'm passing every one of them along. I can't tell you how I'm disappointed I was with how things have gone this year.
I was a little shocked, to be honest with you.
I agree wholeheartedly. Last thing, I'd just like to thank y'all for the opportunity to serve y'all. It is a blessing to get to work with Ocklawaha County. It's been a joy to work with Ms. Farmer and Ms. Collier, as we've gone over all these things, and it's just a great blessing to get to work with y'all. Thank y'all very much.
Certainly appreciate you, sir. And thank you, sir. You have a great day.
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Brett, I have a contract, I'll get it signed. and get
Yes,
it to you.
ma'am. Thank you, sir, very
Thank
much.
you.
Mr. Word, the JAG grant for uniform.
I have the contract, just need the board to accept the JAG grant for uniforms.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning that motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate vote sign. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Yes, I'm gonna,
Motion passes.
You're a
4-1.
yes on that one, I think.
She said no.
What are we, I didn't hear, what is?
This is for the grant, uniforms.
Yes.
She's a yes.
Motion passes unanimously. All right, Mr. Victor Collins, Road Department update. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Morning. All right, how y'all taking it today? Got a few items of concern and need approval. First one, I just wanted to let y'all know that we were contacted about the Artesia Road extension. And since then, I have sent the information to Mr. Pritchard for them, so they will be aware of it. And what, the engineer and contractor, this is a DOT, overseen commitment, and they are extending, they want to extend Artesia Road over to, the road that, the Hell State Boulevard. Just to let you know what they are wanting to do.
So that's
Plan.
going west over to going straight west.
Yeah, and the map shows the outline of how they're planning to do that.
Is that the red line, well, they gonna go by the red line or the black?
Alright, let me get back over there.
Just a,
No, I think it's the black.
okay, it does have a little curve in it.
Yes, it has a little curve,
Yeah, some houses are there with red line.
yeah. Those, that's the property of the houses that's on the red line.
I guess they've already secured the right of way.
Yeah, they are actually ready to start work on this.
My concern, in regards to that, is there gonna be a lot of traffic coming off Hale State, going to Artesia.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
gonna do that.
It will,
And,
especially during ball game time.
Yeah, excuse me, please. Especially, thank you, especially during ball game time, there's gonna be a lot of traffic going there, and then you're gonna have a lot of traffic too going down Oshkosh. So there's gonna be a problem there. And it seems like a stoplight needs to be there. And I don't know whether you wanna look into, ask Clyde to look into the possibility of putting a lot of stops like that would be active during game time situations at least. But if we can look into that as a possibility, I would appreciate it.
We'll definitely do that. I'll have a talk with him and, we'll,
Thank you.
you know, once they get that
You do understand.
project on the way.
You do understand my concern in regards to that, right?
Well, it'll be an outlet. you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
Yeah,
honestly,
that's
they
a-
probably will have somebody down there.
Yeah,
directing
we work
traffic.
all those intersections.
Yeah,
It'd
you
probably
won't,
be good.
you won't let
to-
that light do the operating traffic.
We run the light in the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's keep in mind too, that a lot of people are trying to avoid the roundabout situation. So there's gonna be some normal traffic that's gonna go down Hale State and gonna take that new boulevard and go straight to Artesia and trying to get to Blackjack and also trying to get down Octop Road to all those other communities. So that road is gonna be well traveled there. So we're gonna have a situation with just normal everyday traffic.
Yeah,
in
they
that
force
situation.
everybody down Hale State after the ball games, and then we turn them either back to Octok or to 25. Now, instead of going all the way to the end of Hale State to go to Octok, they'll probably take this road to Artesia. They try to get to Artesia Road anyway.
Yeah, they're trying to get out to
To
the
get
road.
to 45, that's what they're trying to do.
But normal people too are trying to avoid the roundabout in normal everyday situations. And that will be a way to avoid the roundabout, is to go through the new boulevard and get on Hale State and go to town that way. So, it's gonna be a traffic situation in my opinion, so we can look into the possibility of putting a stoplight there.
I agree with you, Supervisor Williams. I think that we need to do a study on that once this is developed and not saying that, you know, it may be in their plan to do that, but we just, you know, they're just informing you right now that this is getting ready to take place, and, I think they're gonna break ground out there pretty quick.
Yeah, we could at least just bring that to the forefront if we could.
Okay, I got had a gentleman on Mount Olive Road that had a concern, and I got pictures. We're gonna pass them out to you. And what I'm taking together, I think, you know, the only thing we can do is ask our board attorney to send the gentleman a letter. But the concern is the coverage this gentleman has a cover going into the pond. And the property above him, which is off of, White Oak Lane, drains down through his cover, and the property above him is actually, if you can see on those pictures where they're disposing of their leaves and their sticks and clippings and all in that ditch, and then that ditch goes down and clogs that pipe up, on that gentleman on Mount Olive Road, and causes flooding, and it's about to take its cover out, and I think if it's the board's pleasure, it'd be in best interest just to kinda address this with a letter to the owner asking, we do have service to pick up clippings and leaves and stuff like that if they would use it. But it's up to the board what we may do or may not do.
How far off the right of way is this?
This is, the first one it's between two houses. So it's about 20 feet off the road.
So this
Where
is
the
not
clipping,
our cover.
no, that's not our cover. It's, the gentleman has a concern that everything washes down from the property on White Oak into his cover and stops his cover up. And he's just wanting the gentleman to stop, if he would, put clippings in the ditch and sending it down through him.
I'm gonna ask a dumb question, and I realize this is gonna sound
Yeah.
stupid. Has he talked to his neighbor?
Yes, he has.
And it didn't work?
Didn't work it out.
I don't know what you want me to do.
I think the recommendation from the road manager was to maybe send a letter informing him of
I can send
options
you a letter.
for.
You know what I'm saying?
Options for disposal of his debris. Yes.
I mean, we're not saying we're gonna do anything to him, we're just saying, look, you're
Here's
stopping
some
us.
options that you can use.
You can use these options, and I'll get with you before I send it,
Yeah.
make sure I'm doing what we need to do.
The guy that's putting the stuff in there, is he just doing it out of He don't like that culvert
I-
there, or?
I don't-
You don't know the whole?
I don't know the whole thing, all I know is just, he asked the gentleman, well, if he would grind his leaves up or, dispose of them, another way.
So, do he think the guy piling leaves and going dumping them in the ditch?
He's raking them in the ditch.
Raking them all in the
He
ditch?
raking them in that ditch, in that drainage ditch.
Expecting them to
And
carry.
see,
the
our
water.
road drainage comes into that, and that's what's flushing, and these are big leaves, they're off a maple tree, and they big leaves, and that 18-inch cover, when all of them gets there, it just no way the water can force it through. And one little stick, and I've seen where he's burned sticks in the ditch, and he piles his clippings on the ditch, and the water coming off the road flushes them into the ditch and on across his property onto this gentleman's property.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, we authorize the attorney to send some correspondence. Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Williams. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk voting sign aye.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Supervisor, Miller, you and I talked about adding something to your 4-year road plan, for Pelham Road. You wanna just come in on that?
I just need to add, we're gonna do some sections on Pelham Road, with that rock, and so I'm just asking, it won't be Pelham Road, I'm just asking to add Pelham Road to my 4-year road plan.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Motion by Supervisor Miller, second by Supervisor Howard, to make that adjustment. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate voting sign. Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
And also,
Okay.
right.
Sorry, I was gonna add one more thing, Mr. Collins, if you don't mind.
Yes, ma'am.
On the south of Montgomery, just a second. There's some carpet to pick up on the side of the road. It's like you're going to Mount Olive on the right, somebody stacked it right there next to the
Okay.
road. It's in 4742 South Montgomery. If y'all can pick that up.
He already picked it up, he's picked it up this morning.
Several rolls of carpet.
Okay.
He picked it up this morning.
It was picked up this morning.
Thank you, okay, thank you.
Okay, I don't have this to bring to the board, but we are working on quotes for bridge repair on Silver Ridge, Supervisor Miller on a bridge that, rated at low rate that needs to be repaired. We'll have those quotes for the next meeting. That is one that was on Clyde's list to be repaired, and it didn't get repaired when the other one did, but we need to go ahead on if we can beat the weather and make that repair.
Do we need a motion on that?
Yeah.
She hear that?
Well, I don't have the quote, so I guess we can do it when I get the quote.
Next meeting.
You know, we know the equivalent to.
Yeah, yeah. And, I also have, 2 driveways, concrete driveway replaced, one at 2449 Old Highway 12, and one at 209 16 Section Road.
I think that's 2091.
Well, it's supposed to be 209, right?
Yeah.
There's not a 209 when I look for it.
Yeah, it's
209.
It's 209, yeah.
Mr. Hampton, was he?
We had to go back and look at that.
2449 Old Highway 12.
And 209 16 Section Road.
Motion approved.
Motion by Supervisor Montgomery and second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, make it be known by the pro vote sign. Mr. Collins, the one that's on Highway 12, that's the one about that's the young lady that was concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good, man.
And the reason that came in a little bit high is no other way for her to get into her house. So he's gonna have to do one side at a time. He's gonna have to put down form for concrete, take the forms up, give her access, and then take the other side out. So that takes a little bit more doing, and it came in a little bit more expensive than it would normally have. not a whole lot, but the way it works with concrete, if you only use so much concrete, they charge you a fee for getting it there.
Let me add something too, before I'm out of here, is in Whispering Pines, I guess that would be on Whispering Pines, we did a patch back there a while ago, and a fellow rode a bicycle through there and slipped and fell and broke a collarbone or something. Anyway, he called me, his wife called me, so, you know, it wasn't nice what I got told, but I've heard it before. Can we go in there and fix that patch? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and
I'm gonna do an
actually
official
thought
board order, I'm gonna make a motion to get our road.
I actually thought it was
fix that.
repaired.
Motion by Supervisor Montgomery, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote sign. Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
It's just chipped up.
Yeah.
We need to be able to go in there and lay it flat, cause it's just broken all to pieces.
John, what is that again?
It's on in Whispering Pines, subdivision Whispering Pines, there's no address that's by,
Okay.
but guy in there slipped and broke his collarbone.
Do we cover Highway 182 inside the city limits for people that are coming off of the highway for, you know how there'll be a large drop off when they, do we cover those, or does the highway department do that?
Well, we'll cover where our roads join theirs in that intersection, we will.
Okay, I got one that I've got a complaint on, I can't remember everything.
While we're at, Mr. Collins, while we're at, after, replacing, covers, there was some a replacement done at 647 Southgate. 2 covers were installed, and we never did go back and actually do the pavement on there. So would you look into?
Yeah.
Possibility of getting that paved? Just a matter of continuing with the process that we started.
Okay.
You want a board order on that to make sure it gets.
Hold on, that's a motion.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the clerk vote sign.
Yeah.
Alright, motion passes unanimously.
All right. As we all know, we had a tractor and lawn to burn a few weeks ago. So I've been out to get quotes on the attachments, and the middle attachment, we don't even have to worry about that. We already did that on board order about the saw attachment. So we already got approval on that, but this is for a tractor and long arm cutter to go on that tractor. The tractor would be a TS6 120 New Holland, and that tractor series came recommended, and by the Tiger company, because one, we lost that other tractor because of the way the bush hog is mounted, and it holds debris on top of the exhaust system, because now the tractor exhaust is just like all the truck exhaust. They have to use depth and all that, and that's part of the reason that it burned, because it got hot and they were cutting in those dry leaves that morning, and it piled up on it. This tractor right here, the mounting will be a whole lot different. It will be mounted high away from the exhaust, so that it wouldn't cause the leaves and stuff to pile between the bush hog and the exhaust. And this cutter is a longer cutter. I think we have 18. This is actually a 22-foot cutter.
Were you done with that one?
Yeah, I'm done with it.
You need, authorization.
Approval to purchase, because these are both on state contract prices. We don't have to have separate quotes.
Are we getting anything for how much we getting back for the
I
farm?
don't know, we were spending it now and had to get some pictures because there was an attachment put on it.
So the insurance gotta make a determination on it.
Yep.
I motion that we allow our road manager to move forward with the purchase of the New Holland.
And motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Montgomery, that move forward to purchase this piece of equipment. Question concerning the motion?
Yeah, the New Holland, that attachment is gonna work with the New Holland, I'm thinking that the Tiger tractor and the
Hold on just a
Tiger
second, Rick.
attachment.
Okay, what it is, they make different, each tractor requires a different frame.
Right.
And they make a frame that, now our mower is no good. We're gonna have to have a new mower and a new tractor.
A new tractor, that's right.
Okay, they make the brackets to mount the brackets up to the tractor accordingly. Each tractor takes a different bracket.
New Holland is gonna do that.
No.
Understand.
Tiger makes it. Tiger takes care of all of it.
Tiger takes
They
care of
take
all
the
that,
tractor,
right.
they mount the bush hog.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
They mount the bush hog on the tractor.
So that's not with New Holland then, is it?
No, the Tiger part is not with New Holland.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a second agreement to purchase a Tiger mower.
Okay, yeah, right.
So we'll have to make a Tiger mower purchase and a tractor purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is within that, our 6-month period of a new board coming on, however, it is state contract. And
That's what Supervisor Miller was asking.
but that's kind of throwing me off. She's not wrong with what she's
Yeah,
saying.
but this is a replacement, it's not a,
It's not a new.
it's not like we're going out and buying a new tractor. We're replacing, we're getting a new one, we gotta purchase it, but we're replacing what we had and badly needed.
I think it's okay, but I would prefer that in our motion, so long as it complies with state law, and that way we can cover ourselves if it comes back.
Yeah.
Motion been
Motion with
amended.
that amendment.
Any more questions concerning that? All those in favor, let it be known by the proper vote sign. Aye.
One other thing that
Motion passes unanimously.
one other thing that we're working on, the County Lake Spearway, and we hadn't been able to get our second quote yet, waiting, to talk with the gentleman with the other company. But we do have in your folder, some information on one quote that we have. I think it's there. It's not here.
You told me to hold it.
Okay, I did. We are actually, and that's a time-sensitive thing, because if water starts going through there, you can't make those repairs, seal that box covered up. And it will have to be sealed, and I will get that to you as soon as we get the second quote in hand at our next meeting. We were trying to get it all done this month.
They are not in the packet.
They're not in the package.
I have them with me if you want to see them. You just asked me to hold them.
Yeah, because we didn't get the second quote.
Supervisor Miller wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah, okay. So we'll just hold it until we get that second quote.
Before you leave, coming down the county lake, just as you crest that hill and start down, that spot has got dangerous again.
Okay.
We had it repaired with our previous road manager, but it's gotten to the point now where people have to actually get in the middle of the road trying to dodge, even when they're going back south, going up the hill, they're having to try to get in the middle of, it's just got dangerous. It'll actually, if you're not paying attention, it'll actually throw you off the road now. So we need something done to that pretty quickly. We actually had an accident back, I believe it was last year, about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And also I got, we can do it now, one clover request for Mr. Michael Wynn on Mitchell Road. I think he's maybe had a conversation with the road department, so wanna go ahead and get board authorization to install that cover so he can access his property.
Second.
Motion by myself, second by Supervisor Montgomery. Are there any questions concerning the motion?
Is there an address that we have for our road?
It's on Mitchell Road, it's near 305 Mitchell Road, but it's near that address. Michael Wynn.
We'll contact the gentleman and find out exactly where he wants.
All those in favor, let it be known by the proper vote sign. Motion passes unanimously.
said he would put some stakes out, once he got it approved, so he would put stakes out where he wanted.
Hey, will you get up with me and let me know what you think on the patch and Whisper Pine?
Yeah, we'll get it taken care of, cause I actually thought they'd taken care of it.
We've got one issue coming up in the executive session I may need your help on,
Okay.
with,
You will do it then?
I'm gonna have to go into executive session anyway on some other stuff. When we do it.
I can wait.
Okay, if not, I guess we,
Acknowledge.
motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard, are there any questions on the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their proper vote sign. Motion passes unanimous. Chance to clerk business, Ms. Chance to clerk business from your office.
The first thing that I have, just a second, is the approval for travel vouchers for the election commissioners. During the election, it was for Miles Carpenter, Marnita Henderson, Joe Baker, and Ernest Rogers.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard, are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their proper vote sign. Motion passes unanimous.
The second is the, it's time for the application for the 1 mil to Tri-State Consulting and the statewide business for the appraisal office.
So, okay, you said it's time for the application?
It's the application,
Oh,
yes, for the
application.
2023-2024 year.
So moved.
Motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Williams, are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their proper vote sign. Aye. Motion passes unanimous.
And that's all I have.
County Business Administration.
The reinsurance contract, you actually approved that under Brett St. Cyr with HUB. So we'll go on to the second one. We have the McCann Bridge LSBP 5311. The project is complete and releasing the contract.
Take action to release the contract.
Who the bridge is?
McCann Bridge.
That's a four, I think.
Motion for approval.
Motion for. Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning that motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their proper vote sign. Aye.
Yeah.
Motion passes unanimous.
We have the, audited financial statement for the year end September 30th of 2021 that we need to approve.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning that motion? All those in favor, let it be known by their proper vote sign. Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimous.
We have the amended 2023 holiday calendar in for approval. The governor was gracious enough to give us a lot more holidays this time, and so I was able to kind of move what the board was allocating. So if you are okay with it, the biggest one I'm really asking is for that Friday, December 29th, if that's okay with everyone. College.
Okay.
So if you all.
And at 24 too.
Sir.
Friday, well, no.
Thanksgiving.
All right, motion by Supervisor Howard, second by Supervisor Williams.
Yeah, I'm gonna second.
Are there any questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the appropriate vote sign. Aye.
Thank you.
Motion passes unanimous.
We have 4, resolutions through Tombigbee Valley Water Management District, the Clayton Village Cleanout Resolution, Hickory Grove Road Bridge Resolution, Sunset Drive Cleanout Resolution, Crawford Road Cleanout and Stabilizing Drainage Resolution.
Yeah, all those in my district, and they're needed.
Almost for approval.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard. Are there any questions concerning the motion?
Yeah, that's a question. What role is, Attorney Robinson, what role are you gonna play in regards to that? Are you gonna get the easement agreement, the easement already been gathered, or what?
I haven't
How we gonna
started.
certify it?
I haven't even started these 4 at all, so I mean, we're gonna have to get them together and get them out, but on yours, the ones that you were requesting, the stuff that needed to be done was done in July.
Yeah, all except, tobacco juice.
What he said.
Tobacco juice has not been approved yet, we haven't seen that one come through yet at all yet. That's not one of these.
But the other two.
Yes, sir, you've got
Yeah,
Browning Creek,
one in my area.
we're waiting on 2 for Browning Creek,
Yeah.
and you're done for the other one. That's all we got left on theirs. One of the things that we're running into, there's a secondary step that we've got to bring back before the board once
Right.
those have been approved. The reason that they haven't gotten, whatever the name of that. No, it's yeah, whatever the name of that one is. I think what's happened is, we sent the resolution in earlier, and so we just got to redo it, which is not a big deal, we can get together on that, so. The only one we're waiting on for your side though is 2 more for Browning Creek will be done. On yours, the one that cuts up through Sand Creek, up through there, we've got a bunch that are still out, but they're out-of-state people. So he and I are gonna get together and see what we actually need, and there may be some things that we don't need that we're waiting on that are out-of-state people. These are corporations, some of them are, the university actually owns a good portion of it, so there's a possibility that he's gonna stop at the highway itself. He's trying to get that trailer park out there, cleaned through, and I think we've almost got, we'll get those pretty quick comparatively. So, but that's 99.9%, but these other ones, I mean, these resolutions we just got, so we haven't even started those yet.
Thanks for your help.
Any more questions concerning the motion? All those in favor, let it be known by the proper vote sign.
And
Motion passed unanimously.
just a couple of reminders. The new term workshop is gonna be in Flowood, December 6th and 7th. Swearing-in ceremony is December 28th. Sharon is working on that. She'll get that information out to you. The Christmas parade is this coming Monday, November 27th. We'll get that information to you also. I'll have the vehicle lined up for that. And Victor and Keith and Dee, Anna and I are still working on the 4-year plan workshop, which will be January 8th. So, that's all I have.
Moving right along, board attorney. Yeah.
All right, let's first do a resolution, for Ms. Barbara Mitchell. We've got a document, and I think the only relative that we've got here today is Ms. Treasurer, Kate, to do this, but I would say that we could get a picture of my board president handing the resolution to the family, and I would like to say a few words about her since she worked for me for so long. This resolution, Ms. Barbara really does represent the service of our community coming in and helping us. I mean, there's so many things that people don't understand that happens behind the scenes, and for 23 years, Barbara Mitchell did the board minutes, and she was able to work in the law office that she worked for, but she also took these minutes very seriously, and luckily we had someone that was with us that was able to take over for her, that was connected probably as much as anybody can be connected, and very few times in our lifetime do we see somebody that is as committed to the work that she did, and she truly served her community until the time she passed. I don't know if y'all realized it, but she was still working on these minutes up until the time she actually passed. So, and to be honest with you, I didn't even know how sick she really was even at the end. So she took these things seriously. She really did a lot of hard work. She kept me straight, and was able to turn things in. If there was a mess up on those minutes, I can tell you they weren't from her, they were from me. And I can say that she took everything she did as about as seriously as you can take. She represents what the best of Tillahaw County has to offer, and I'm really proud that this board determined that a resolution on her, honoring her, was in benefit to her. But I'd like to get a picture of my board president, and anybody else that wants to be in this, handing the resolution over to her.
Thank you.
Need more people like you.
Thank you. Let your family know that we really appreciate every one of them.
We've gotta go into it.
We do have to go into.
I'm gonna run before we do that.
Can we take a break?
Yeah. Got a motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Howard, that we recess for 5 minutes. Questions on the motion, all those in favor, let me know by the close vote, sir. Motion passed unanimously.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Everybody take advantage of it. We going this road, man. Let me see. We all got to go get the rest.
You better get your hand full. It doesn't make it any better. I'm making myself sick off of my
I think I'm gonna start coming up 30 minutes early and head up this coffee pot. I mean, y'all gonna sit right in front of me. Okay. I got you.
Well, just come down to the office, I got your eggs, so come back
That
here.
one was on your phone. Yeah. So what do we have to do to make the most to get
Well, I can start making coffee, but
Okay.
I'm not buying it.
I mean,
No, I don't want you to cook. I'm fine
If the
with it.
board will buy it,
So look,
I'll
that
make sure it's
so
made
let's
when we
go.
come into the board meeting.
My son comes in.
We used to do it, but I don't think any of them drink water, so that's
Just
what
see
we
what
do.
I remember they used to do it. He ain't gonna have it. No, I'm gonna tell him he ain't. No, he might.
He might
They
have.
stopped. I remember
Well,
me
just
complaining
whatever
about
you
that.
do.
I got you, I got you. And that was what I was calling
Yeah, they
to see
used
if
to.
Saturday, to see if you wanted.
But every time I say
Yeah,
that, they
I didn't think you, that was so early
My
too.
son